What's going on, Black people? How you doing? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins, and welcome to Intellectual Chocolate. This is the podcast where we talk about all the things that people need to talk about, but don't always want to talk about. And we keep it black, we keep it intelligent, even if we are being a little bit sophisticated. How you doing today, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm gonna look in here and see who's hanging out with me today. I see some people popping in on Instagram. What's going on, Justin Grady and Footman Cave and Shabazz Warrior and everybody else. As you guys know, don't forget, we always go live every day at 2 p.m. I go live on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins. Very easy to find. That's facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins. And that's where we always have conversations that are smart, and we always keep it 100% of the time, and keep it 100% black. Now, I wanted to as I give everybody a chance to kind of pop in, help me do a mic check right quick. Make sure you can hear me okay. If you can see me and hear me okay, let me know. Just say, hey Doc, I can see you, I can hear you. Let me know that I'm coming through all right. So that way I'm not talking to myself. There are some times where the audio would go bad and you end up looking stupid because you're up here talking to yourself for 5 straight minutes. Okay, what's going on? I see Danielle's Cupcakery. Danielle's Cupcakery. That's a great name, by the way. I like Cupcakery. I think that's a great, it's like cupcake and factory mixed together. I like that a lot. Let's see. She says, thank you for all that you do. Your knowledge and guidance is so important. Well, I appreciate you. Because I'll tell you what, here's something that's just real. Let's just be real. I mean, if you look at the live stream that I do, you'll see a few hundred people, and by the time we're done, after we push it out on YouTube and everything else, we'll have maybe between 30,000 and 60,000 total views or something on a video. But so that means that while a lot of Black people hear what we have to say, most Black people aren't listening. And that's kind of unfortunate, because let's just be honest. I mean, you go around the internet, you're really not seeing a lot of people really producing intelligent content for Black people. Most people believe Black people only want ignorance. Most people believe Black people only want coonery, and I think that's kind of sad, because what's happening is that while you're being distracted by coonery, you're finding yourself being left behind by the rest of the world. The rest of the world is, inventing, cures for important diseases. They're building rocket ships to go to Mars. They're inventing, electric vehicles and everything else. And we sit around and talk about, Beyonce and whether or not she's gonna have another set of twins, or Tariq and Umar and the woke walrus. Y'all, I don't know if y'all saw that. I'm not even going. I ain't got nothing to say about that. Nothing to say. That's all I'm gonna say, is that I ain't got nothing to say, because I see that stuff with Tariq and Umar still keeps going. I saw Umar. He did say some stuff about me the other day, but honestly, it doesn't bother me that much, because I don't think he really has much that he can really. I mean, I'm kind of a. I get outrageous sometimes, but I don't really, I don't think I'm a totally messy dude. But anyway, so if you want my quick take on that, I just want to make sure everybody understands that it's not the end of the world just because 2 Negroes are fighting on the internet. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't feel like, oh my God, Black leadership's falling apart. The question is where is the Black leadership? I don't necessarily know if Tariq sees himself as a Black leader. I don't know. I guess Umar, he does see himself as a Black leader. He calls himself King Kong Consciousness and the Prince of Pan-Africanism and the most requested scholar in the world. And these are words from his mouth, not mine. Now, I can say I am the most requested Black scholar in my household. There is no Black scholar in my household that is more requested than me. So anyway, I will say at the end of the day, though, number one, I believe that you are your own Black leader. Let's just be clear about that. Your institution is your home, your house. So if I were you, I would focus on that. Don't tell me to stop talking about Umar. I'm gonna talk about what I want. You don't like it, you got to leave, or you should leave unless you just really are on my nuts that much that you just want to hang out and hear what I have to say. Whatever it is, whatever you want to do, just feel free to swing on the testicles. It's up to you. But anyway, so the other thing I would say is that your institution is your household. It's up to you to decide how that household is going to be run. You are your own Black leader. You are your own greatest Black leader. As I told you, economic theory says that if every individual in their circle does the best they can with what they've got in their own lives, then that's going to elevate the entire community. So what I encourage you to do is handle you and yours, take care of your family, build it, educate your children, make yourself great, make your family, make your children and your family amazing. And what's going to happen is that you're going to see the whole community elevate, because all the community is a collection of families. And at that point, if we win in the family, we're going to win in the community. That way you can get away from leveraging the future of the entire community on what Umar says or what I say or what Tariq says or what somebody else says. No, it ain't even that deep. It's really, really simple. So by the way, let's do a quick city shout out. I like to see what cities you guys are coming from. Real quick, tell me what city you're chiming in from. And I'd love to shout your city back out at you. I wanted to say big ups to my friends that are popping in today. I see James Tabor is here. Tariq Abdul Khalik, what's going on, brother? Dwayne Thompson and W. Mac McCoy, Freddie Lee Jones, Roy Carter, Janine Carter. Oh, y'all know, are y'all related? Aaron like Owens. Let's see here. Okay, Brandon's from Detroit. Don is Philly born and raised. We're getting our office in Philly very, very soon, so keep an eye out for that. Kyra Clark, he throws shade at Cardi B every day too. That's so true. Yet he does not talk about his own daughter. Ooh, ouch, ouch. That hurt. You stabbed me, girl. You cut my heart open. Just so you know, you should probably know, my daughter we have this gene in our family called the I don't give a fuck gene. And she inherited it like completely. She inherited two things from me: the I don't give a fuck gene and the family toe. We both have a really big toe, and we both have the I don't give a fuck gene. And so if you think you're gonna hurt our feelings, then it ain't gonna work, and it ain't gonna mess with my daughter either. My daughter keeps it 100. Her name is Naturally Treese, and actually she goes live pretty much every day on Fly Nubian Queen on that page. So check her out. Go in there and talk to her, and watch how quick she shuts you down. My daughter ain't scared of nothing. We don't raise no cowards in this family. Let's just be clear about that. Now, I told you guys I have the swear jar where I said I'm going to give $50 away, $50 of Bitcoin away every podcast just because. But then I said I would give $50 worth of Bitcoin every time I cuss. So I literally cussed 3 times. So that means that I'm going to have to give away $50 worth of Bitcoin 4 times today. That just shows you how much I don't give a fuck. Yes, that's 5. So do not come into my podcast thinking that you are ever going to disrupt the flow of what we're doing. We are an army. We are moving forward. Black intelligence is taking over the game, because black intelligence and black truth and black honesty and black integrity and black power always wins at the end of the day. So any cockroaches coming up in this podcast trying to disrupt, distract, throw things off, or just trying to straight up diss, you will be exterminated like the roaches that you are. You will be shot down like bacteria in the sink when I pour a bottle of Clorox down that bitch. That's number 6, because we don't care about anybody telling us that there's something wrong with being black and intelligent. So there you go. That's 6 times. And I promise you, before we're done, I will give away $50 worth of Bitcoin 6 times. I will write down every email address. I will send the money right as soon as we are done, because I'm a man of my word. Because not just real black people are taking over, but real men are taking over, and a real man keeps his word. So anybody in here trying to hate, trying to troll, just know that when you troll, you're telling us that we're in control. So when you troll, that means we're in control, because instead of building for your family, you spending all your valuable time sitting on the chatter like, I don't like you and you need to stop talking. Keep Umar's name out your mouth. There you go, being messy, Dr. Boyce. Whatever, say what you want to say, but you ain't winning up in this mug. This is our house. Understand that. So anyway, let me jump in and I totally did not plan to do all of that. And then I'm sure in a couple of minutes, I'm probably gonna have some sort of remorse for the fact that I just gave away hundreds of dollars for the right to cuss. But let me write down the number 6. So literally 6 times today, I will give away $50 in Bitcoin. So today's a good day to hang out. If you're one of the lucky winners, then I'll give you the Bitcoin. What's going on, Andre C. Hatchett? Andre runs theblackrealestateschool.com. If you want to learn how to buy homes, how to stop being a renter and start being an owner. If you want to learn how real estate works, real estate is one of the 3 pillars of investing. Go to theblackrealestateschool.com. He has a class called Real Estate 101, which will get you started. If you are a renter, there's no shame in that game. Everybody pays rent, but you shouldn't be a renter for the rest of your life. Remember, everybody buys a house in their lifetime. Everybody buys a house. The question is, are you buying a house for your family, or are you going to buy a house for your landlord? Because if you pay rent over a 20-year period, you will buy one, probably two houses for your landlord. So understand that, you know, that the blackrealestateschool.com is a great place for you to go ahead and make that move. All right, so do me a favor, everybody, please hit the share button. If you have not hit subscribe, please make sure you subscribe. Please hit the like button, hearts, shares, all that stuff, so that social media, Facebook will know kind of what we got going on, and they'll tell other people about this. Now let's start with kind of the top topic at hand, the one I kind of put in the title, because I know people like to hear about that stuff quickly. Just know, like, if you come to my podcast, there's gonna be like 10 minutes of me just kind of just being Boyce, and then we'll go into the topic. So I know some of y'all got that ADHD where y'all need us to get to it in 30 seconds, and that just this ain't the podcast for you. Then, like, you should go like listen to Tommy Sotomayor or somebody like that, because you know, he's you know, whatever. Anyway, so what I want to do is talk about this thing that's really interesting. Okay, so there's this you know, this thing that happened with the rapper Nelly, right? Where he was accused of raping a woman on his tour bus. I don't know if he did it or didn't do it. I'm going to assume that he's innocent till proven guilty. That's what you're supposed to do, right? You're not supposed to assume guilty till proven innocent. Some of us think that if you're a black man, then the rules change. No, the rules don't change. Nelly has not been convicted. Nelly, they dropped the charges because the witness refused to testify, all of that. So even if you suspect that he might have hurt this woman, the fact of the matter is that there's no proof that he did that, right? Or there's very little proof, right? Or not enough proof to actually do an indictment. But here's the part I want you to kind of process. This is something that I just kind of picked up on, because, you know, when brothers get caught in the media for things like this, y'all know me, I'm sensitive to it, because I've been a black man my whole life now, and I want to make sure brothers are okay, unless the brothers are doing something that isn't okay. And so as I'm looking at this case, I'm reading here on TMZ about it, and they basically said that, you know, they have this evidence, that, you know, video surveillance of the girl getting on the bus and getting off the bus. Now here's the part that I thought was really interesting. Now pay attention to this. I'm gonna read this to you. I'm reading off TMZ. This is the part I want to dig into a little bit, because I think that this really, you know, sort of reflects the problems that are in our community right now. And I'm going to give you some data that kind of backs up what I'm saying. I'm not just talking from the hip. I'm really talking from a place of concern here. So listen to this. It says the police docs include Nelly and Green. Green is the young lady who says that she was raped. Green's versions of what went down on the bus, and they're vastly different. Nelly told police that their sex, which was both oral and vaginal, was consensual, and Green had removed her own clothing. Okay, all right, that's, you know, standard he said, she said type situation. Okay, but here's the interesting thing. He says he did not use a condom, but also said he did not ejaculate. He claimed Green only got upset because he was sleeping with one of the dancers, et cetera, et cetera. So let's rewind that. He says he did not use a condom, but also said he did not ejaculate. He says he did not use a condom. And so you're telling me, now she says, she has her version. She says that Nelly threw her on the bed and said, "You're going to take this dick." She says, dang, I said another cuss word. I was reading the story. That shouldn't count, but I told you guys I'd do the swear jar, so that's number 7. So seven times today, I will give away $50 worth of Bitcoin. I promise you, I'm going to keep my word. Okay, he says, "You're going to take this, D-I-C-K." And she says, and then she says that he said, "That's my P-U-S-S-Y." She also says that there was forcible sex that lasted for 30 minutes, and she believed he had ejaculated inside of her and also on her backside and front. So I mean, did y'all catch that? That sounds like inside, the back, and the front. That's a lot of it. Y'all, just kids watching, but just let's keep going. All right. So here's the thing. Here's what's interesting, right? Besides that weird thing that he's apparently has like more like a truckload of semen inside his body, inside, the back, and the front. That's just a lot. That's a lot. Let's, you know. So okay. So anyway, let's get back to work. We're being serious now. Be serious. Okay. Putting on my serious face again. All right. He says he did not use a condom. So here's what's interesting, right? And this is something that everybody has to process. Okay, Nelly is a dude that would be defined, but you know, a person who specializes in reproductive habits of any particular species might define Nelly to be what they call an alpha male. Every species has its alpha males. Y'all don't know this, but in most species, 5% of the males produce 95% of the offspring. 5% of the males produce 95% of the offspring in most of what they call trophy species. Professor Ken Sapolsky from Stanford does amazing lectures on what makes human beings mate, you know, what makes them want sex. That's why my opinion sounds so weird, is because I've read a lot of stuff about this, and I believe most people just get this wrong. They don't understand the basics of survival of the fittest and things like that. They want to believe the world is supposed to be a fairy tale. It just ain't. You know, so there's certain males, you know, who tend to be the strongest, the most famous, the wealthiest. For animals, it might be the lion or the zebra that has the most territory, can get the most food, that's stronger than the other zebras. For a peacock, it might be the one with the biggest, brightest feathers. Or maybe you might see two alligators fight it out, and the woman chooses the one who won the fight. The same way you have two basketball players compete in the big game, and every girl wants to sleep with the guy, or not every girl, but a lot of girls want to sleep with the guy who won the championship, right? There's a reason why the captain of the football team, in a lot of your high schools, the captain of the football team would date the captain of the cheerleading squad. Do you follow me? I hope I'm not getting going too far past the GED section. Because this is not how we operate. I believe all of you guys are capable of the highest level of intelligence. So I'm not going to dumb it down because some people believe black people can't, absorb complex ideas, right? Everybody understands sex. If you don't, then you should learn about it. It's fun. It's interesting. So here's the thing. So Nelly, being an alpha male, has probably had a lot of sex, right? Do you agree? I'm not saying he has for sure, but I'm saying there's a good chance he's probably had more than a couple of women in his life, right? And in fact, there's guys I've seen that have had 400 or 500 women that they've had sex with. Now, and given that he's an alpha male, famous, rich, everything else, and good-looking dude, the ladies think he's a sex symbol. He's probably slept with the most gorgeous women, and the most gorgeous women are the women that every guy is trying to sleep with, apparently, right? And so, given that if it's not him, then some of the rappers have slept with hundreds, if not thousands, of women. Like when Eazy-E died of AIDS, he didn't get AIDS on the first, when he lost his virginity. He probably got AIDS after his 2000th woman. And these women that these guys are sleeping with are coming back into the general population. Dudes are coming up. Dudes are dumb. Like you throw us a big butt and a smile. Our IQ drops to about 12. So dudes are ready to do whatever. You got dudes out here that got 30 babies with 18 women, and which means that they're not using condoms, right, on a regular basis. So you kind of have what must be defined. And I'm about to go to number 8 here because I got to say this. You're having what probably is the most dastardly, disgusting level of fuckery that is humanly imaginable. It is literally like a cesspool when you really do the math on sort of the spread of disease and how it works. Now, it's not a matter of condemning anybody's behavior. Again, sex is interesting. Sex is fun. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. You make the choice on how you proceed. But I think that sometimes we don't think about sort of what that means when you hear about guys like Nelly. And remember, Kobe Bryant also wasn't wearing a condom, and he met the girl 90 minutes earlier, and the girl had semen from 2 or 3 men, I think or at least 1 or 2 other men in her panties from that same week. So this was a nasty woman and a nasty man. And when Kobe goes out and other women meet him, pretty girls, the cute girl who works at the library, again, because he's an alpha male, she's trying to sleep with him too. So let me give you some data that kind of will hopefully just kind of help us be aware of what the implications of that sort of pattern of behavior happens to be, right? You have, so if I'm looking at the Centers for Disease Control. And some of y'all believe in government conspiracies that they just make up a bunch of data to tell black people lies and diseases don't exist. And I don't know what to say to you other than to say okay, do you have better data? Like, or are you just living in a fantasy world? Like, whatever. Because a lot of people believe that they don't have anything, or that the person that they want to be with doesn't have anything because they look healthy or because they feel healthy, right? Nobody really talks about like sort of what happens like if they go to the clinic and they get bad results or whatever. Like they're not really going to tell you. Like there won't be any black women to go in front of the church and say, yeah, I know that, you know, I'm Sister Grace and I know that I've been in the choir for 20 years, but you know, I just have this thing for just sleeping with a new man every week, and this is what happened. Like that's not really going to happen, right? So a lot of this is kind of underground. And so anyway, the data kind of speaks a little more than we do, right? And again, just make sure you're clear. I'm not condemning anybody's behavior. I am not judging you. I'm not slut shaming you. I am only asking you to consider this, right? To just think it through a little bit. So here's what it says. It says health disparities are differences in incidence, prevalence, and mortality of a disease that relates to a specific population group. So they said, according to, in HIV/AIDS, they start there. In 2014, the estimated diagnosis rate for HIV cases in the U.S. was 13.8 per 100,000 people. 13.8 out of every 100,000 people caught HIV. 49.4 is the number for black people, right? So black people catch HIV at about maybe, 4 times the rate of everybody else, right? Also, here's more interesting data. It says African Americans accounted for, now remember, we're 13% of the population. We're a small pocket of the population, but we account for 45% of the total new HIV cases. 45% of the cases came from 13% of the population. We're 62% of the women that are getting HIV. Also, 64% of the infections are attributed to heterosexual contact. So a lot of people think, oh, that's just a gay thing. This gay dudes, these down low dudes are doing this, this, and this. And some of it is connected, right? Because you got a lot of guys that kind of go back and forth, don't really communicate. You know, somebody told me a really scary story about a girl that went to Spelman or Morehouse or Clark. When she didn't go to Morehouse, it was Spelman or Clark. And the doctor told her that she had like fecal matter inside her vagina, and her and her boyfriend didn't do anal sex, so she didn't understand how she could have, you know, feces inside her, you know what, right? And so these are the kinds of things. These are real stories. Like this is real stuff, and it's not fun to talk about any of it because it's so anti-fantasy, right? Everybody wants to live off the fantasy, right? But I personally believe, again, some of y'all call me Uncle Boyce. Some of y'all call me a father figure. Some of y'all call me a scholar who just runs his mouth too much, but you listen because there's something valuable here. So I feel that in that role, it's my job to encourage you individually, collectively, to think about the uncomfortable issues, to kind of step outside the fantasy, to talk about the reality, because you're not going to get this anywhere else. If you watch shows like Insecure, I think I was watching Insecure, and everything that they kind of talk about. First of all, my daughter brought this up. She said, you know, they're always having sex on Insecure, but nobody talks about wearing a condom. And then two, there was this whole thing about oral sex, and all the black girls were like, ugh, that's so disgusting, I wouldn't do that. And I was kind of like, oh wow, that's not very good advice, because they should probably talk to men about that, because that's actually kind of important to a lot of people. And so if you think it's gross and you're not interested in even talking about it, well, you know, the problem that you have is that there's some other girl who's down for whatever. Let's just be real. If I'm being any bit real at all, please say something. Like, don't let me stand here by myself. Say something. Tell me if you agree with anything that I'm saying here. Like, seriously, like if I go, it's like, for example, I remember growing up and hearing dudes say, man, you know, like if you want to be with a woman, like you gotta like control her, and you can't be nice to that chick. You gotta da 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 da. Like this old stupid pimp stuff, right? And if I had only heard that and never heard from the men who said, no, that's not true. If you treat a woman disrespectfully, she's eventually going to leave you, and there will be another man who will treat her better. That's better advice than to grow up hearing men only tell me that I should never concede anything to a woman, because you can't trust no hoe, and you can't let no woman do this to you and do that to you, right? You follow what I'm saying? Like sometimes you get bad advice. You get bad advice. Like men give each other bad. Willie D from the Ghetto Boys. Y'all know Willie and I are partners. We work together on a lot of stuff. Willie said he grew up hearing from a bunch of dudes who were like, oh yeah, you got to break a woman. You got to do this and do that. And he learned over time that breaking a woman is going to cause you to lose a woman, that you actually must love a woman if you want to keep a woman, right? So I would say the same thing is true with some of this bad advice women get from shows like Insecure. You know, and it's not even just the oral sex thing. I'm not telling you what to do with your body, but what I'm saying is that you need to get real advice from people that really know what it takes to really keep a man, and you need to humble yourself to hear that information instead of thinking that you know all the answers and that the only reason men don't want to stick around is because they're weak or insecure. It's easy to find Facebook pages out here where they'll tell you, girl, any man who can't handle a strong black woman is a weak man, right? And you're like, yeah, that's right, girl, that's right. That's why my last 8 boyfriends left me. No, they might have left you because you ain't doing something right. So you need to get good advice. So these shows give you very bad advice. I watched Being Mary Jane. I watched an episode where the woman was interacting with a dude, and I said, man, that girl clearly ain't got no daddy, because if I was her daddy, I would have told her, you do not do that with a man, or that man will never, ever respect you. I kid you not. So point blank, period, get advice from different sources. Don't just read Essence magazine articles where a woman writes an article telling other women like how men think. Like, talk to your brothers. Like, let them be honest with you and tell you really what's really going on in the mind of a man. Then you can understand it and stop judging and start learning. That's how you get what you want. So anyway, let me keep going. So they're talking about HIV infections with the CDC. Now, here's what they said. They said that so he said black people, although we're only 13% of the population, we're about 45% of the total new infections, 62% of the female infections, 64% of the infections of children under the age of 13, which I don't even want to talk about that. What the heck? So anyway, let's keep going. So they said in 2013, African Americans represented 47% of all estimated deaths related to HIV. Also, African American let me see here. African American males account for 40% of the HIV cases diagnosed among men. A majority, 78% of African American men diagnose HIV through male-to-male sexual contact, and 15% get HIV through heterosexual exposure. Now, they also said that among African American women in the United States, heterosexual contact was the most frequently cited mode of transmission, accounting for 91% of the new cases. So 91% of the new cases of HIV within black women came from having sex with a man. Given that most black women have sex with black men, that means that it's a guy that kind of gave that to you. Now, based on what my research was when I was watching all these videos from Professor Ken Sapolsky, he's a white dude, but he knows a whole lot of stuff, and I watched a ton of his videos. And one of the things I theorize is that you have scenarios where you have alpha males that are having lots and lots of sex indiscriminately with lots and lots of women. Where does a lot of that come from? A lot of it comes from the culture. It comes from hip hop. Hip hop basically kind of giving you a license. Like, if she look good, go hit it. And then also, black men are the most marginalized group of people in America, which means a lot of brothers don't go to the doctor. A lot of brothers out here ain't been to the doctor since they came out of their mama's womb. Like, that was the last time they was at the doctor's office, because they feel like, well, I feel good, I'm strong, I ain't got nothing, I look good, right? But the problem is that if you're sleeping with a new woman every 2 weeks, then you may not be as good as you might look. And a lot of women don't think about any of that. They just sort of see the guy. He's handsome, he's smooth, he got swag, he's intelligent, he's got a little bit of money. And then suddenly the trust factor goes way, way up. We tend to trust people who are attractive to us. Men tend to look at beautiful women and think that those beautiful women are good people, even though, as Belle Biv DeVoe said, you can't trust a big butt and a smile, right? So ultimately, men get duped. I knew of us, I'm not making this up. I knew of a young lady who was like 19 years old, and she had a boyfriend who was like a kingpin. He was in prison, and this dude would basically have a hit list of other dudes he wanted to kill. So what he would do is he would tell the girl, he would say, I want you to go, here's where he goes to kick it at. I want you to go meet him at the barbershop. Make sure you're looking good. He's going to try to holler at you. Then I want you to go along with it, go back to his place, and when you get him naked and get him vulnerable, make sure the door's unlocked, and my boy's gonna rush in and kill him. So ultimately, like the rapper Spice One of the great poets of all time, used to say, he said, if them black, I'm gonna say the N word, but I can't really say, he says, if them ninjas catch you slipping, then your ass is gone. I cussed again, man, I can't, damn, I'm losing track. All right, that's 9. Okay, so anyway, my point is to say that if you are a man, and Ice Cube actually had a song like that where he called it Ass Over Cash. I'm not going to count that as a cuss word because I'm reciting the title. He had a song called Ass Over Cash, where he literally was talking about men who spend all your time chasing women, that you're not spending no time chasing power. You spend all your time chasing the vagina, but you ain't chasing no money. And like the Chris Rock movie said, that you will never lose women chasing money, but you can always lose money chasing women, right? Or he said it, maybe he said it the other way. But my point is that a lot of y'all out here losing everything because you're spending all your time chasing women, when really you should be chasing a dream in addition to whatever else you're doing. You should be chasing that dollar so you can take care of the family you got. You should be chasing your dignity so that you can be truly empowered. You don't want to be a guy who's got 6 or 7 babies mamas where you living in your own mama's basement. Like that's tacky, it's ridiculous, it's trifling, it's weak. So you don't want to be that man. Be stronger than that. So, but at the same time, the women, the ladies, ladies, we can't, you're not off the hook on this, right? A lot of the, when a man is sleeping around, he's usually sleeping with a woman who agreed to sleep around with him, right? So, so when you hear about somebody like a Nelly who's having lots and lots of girls coming from every direction and he's not wearing condoms, it kind of speaks to the dangers of what's really out here, right? And it also speaks to the fact that when you choose to lay down to sleep with somebody, I don't care how careful you are, you're always taking a risk. You're always taking a risk. So to me, if you're going to take that kind of a risk where it could cost you your life, it could cost you your freedom if she falsely accuses you of rape or whatever, it could cost you your reputation. If you get caught up, if you're famous and you get caught up in some kind of a scandal or whatever, it could cost you a lot of wealth, a lot of your money in case a baby comes out of that and you're paying 20 years of child support. Maybe you should think about it a little bit before you put your life into the hands of another person, right? I have seen dudes, and I'm talking to the guys right now, but then the ladies, there's a corollary to this. We're all in this together. It's a yin yang, right? I would talk to the guys and say, I know you live in a world that teaches you that if you meet a pretty girl at 7 o'clock and she's ready to go get down with you at 10 o'clock, that if she's cute enough, you're supposed to go hit that, right? I know you live in a world that teaches you that, but I want to help you understand that you need to live in a different world, in my opinion. My opinion is that you might want to consider living in a world where you value what it is that you're offering. As a man, you could be sharing your seed with that woman. You sharing you could lose your freedom if she falsely accuses you of rape. You could lose your life if she has a terrible STD that you don't know about. You could be locked into a situation that you don't want to be in. Men have died over the vagina. Right? It has happened, right? So if you're going to risk all of that, maybe you should take a little time to get to know her to see if it's worth taking that chance. And the same thing is true with the ladies. These guys, yeah, I know he's handsome. I know he got money. I know he got swag. I know you're honored that this man is giving you attention. But remember, some of these guys are nasty, man. I mean, seriously, some of these dudes. I hope put it on a condom. It ain't that hard. I think it comes with instructions. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I think I thought I had a. I want to pull. You know what? Here you go. I got my toiletry bag, and I'm gonna. Let me pull out a. Let me see if I got a condom here. As you know, Dr. Boyce got his own personal life, right? And I'm not gonna say too much, but y'all know I got a pretty woman and I keep her happy. And so let me look here. Okay, so these are condoms. I'm not gonna show you what brand it is because I ain't trying to be too messy with it. Let's see. They said that. Let me look on here. It says latex condoms are intended to prevent pregnancy, HIV/AIDS, and other sexually transmitted infections. Let's see. Please see directions for use inside the package. Okay, so let's see. Let me open it up. So that's one less that I get to use, but it's okay. You got to always be prepared for anything. All right, let me see if the instructions are in here. Let's see. They said inside the package. See, they lying. I don't see any instructions in here. Okay, so there's no instructions inside the package. So why would they say there's instructions inside the package when there's no instructions inside the package? Did I read it wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I guess I got this stupid condom now. I gotta throw this away. This is kind of gross on your hands. But anyway, since the instructions are not in the package, like I thought that. I mean, it said instructions inside the package, so maybe I just can't read. But since the instructions are not inside the package, for the Negroes that don't know how to use a condom, you can use this thing. This thing is called the internet. The internet is a place where you can go to this place called google.com. And if you don't know how to use a condom, you can type in how to put on a condom and just read it and memorize it, because then you don't have to come crying to me when your life done fell apart because you got too many babies mamas and can't afford to pay the child support. Like, seriously. I can't tell you, sorry, I've worked with people who help brothers that can't pay their child support, and it's so interesting to me to see a grown man crying because he can't afford to take care of his children, but you did. So it's almost like your penis wrote a check that you can't cash. You got so caught up in the moment that you're not prepared for the consequences, which tells me that you're destined to be extinct as a human being, as a man, because the world is run and ruled and controlled by men who are capable of strategic thinking. Strategic thinking means the ability to engage in long-term planning enough discipline so that you can position yourself to be strong and secure, as opposed to being vulnerable and weak. So when you are living in the moment, and it's like, oh, she's cute, I'm gonna go hit that and not put on the condom, and then I'm gonna cry about the child support 5 years later. Like, that to me says you're living like an animal, brother. You're living like an animal. Animals think like that. When dogs want to go hit it, dogs have these special senses where they can smell if a female's in heat, even if she's 10 blocks away. They're like, I smell some vagina, let me go find it. And they'll go hit it, and the dog ain't sitting back thinking, man, I don't know, man. She look good, she all cute and stuff, and she got that fur in just the right place. But if I do this, and I'm gonna have child support, and I'm gonna have these kids and everything, I don't want to take that chance. Dogs are not thinking that way. Dogs are like, oh, rough. She looks good, I'm gonna go hit that, right? And then somebody else. So to me, if you're a man, and this is just me being honest with the brothers, like just thinking about like how you choose to carry yourself. If you're having sex with a woman anytime she looks good just because it's there, like you're aiming to put yourself in a very bad situation. It doesn't mean you don't interact with the ladies. It doesn't mean, as men, all of us, I am a heterosexual man. I have had my experiences. I just pulled a condom out of my own bag to show you that I am not in any way pretending to be celibate. But I will say to you that if you are intelligent and strategic and you are a man that wants to succeed in this world, you must learn some degree of sexual discipline. You must have some discernment where you don't let your guard down every time a cute girl comes up and smiles at you and shakes a little ass in your direction. Because that's 10. I'm just killing myself today, but that's 10. I'm gonna give away 10 people. I'm gonna give away $50 worth of Bitcoin. I kid you not. I'm not making. I swear to God, I'm gonna do this. But seriously, you can't be the kind of guy where you done spent your whole life investing like crazy, working your butt off, building an empire for the ages that's taking care of 40, 50, 100 people, and you lose it all because you can't control your penis. Seriously, that's a punk move. That's a very weak man, right? Doesn't mean you don't exercise your penis. That's fine. Do what you're going to do. Do you. Do your thing. But a smart man is a man who is thoughtful about who he brings into his life. He's cautious when he interacts with a woman. He makes sure she ain't the kind of woman that's going to go and try to destroy everything if she doesn't get her way. She's not the kind of woman that's going to go lie and scream rape just because she's mad because you're dating another girl. She's not the kind of woman who's going to think that because you slept together that somehow you're now a demon because you chose not to marry her, or whatever it is that you choose to do. You have to be smart. You have to have discernment. So teach that to your sons, because a lot of y'all in here are moms who have sons who are just being flat out crazy with it, and you're sitting there and you're just smiling away. You got sons who are making babies with every girl on every block, and you defending this little SOB as if somehow he's still a baby. He ain't no baby. If he's making babies, then he ain't a baby, so he can't be your baby. So stop babying him. Seriously, put him out of the house. Make him go pay some bills. Make him go get a job. There is never a situation that should occur where a mother cannot pay the bills and she got a grown man living up in that house. Never. But I see it happen every day because you raise your daughters and you love on your sons, and your sons grow up into big vaginas because of it. That's why that is the core problem for the black man in America right now. Now, again, you cannot talk about what's happening with the black male without talking about the choices of the black female. So let's stop the finger pointing and start thinking a little bit. You got to think strategically. So I'm not going to judge you at all on your mistakes, because Lord knows if I judge you on yours, you can judge me on mine. I had a baby when I was 18. I discovered sex when I was 17. I had been trying to give away my virginity since I was 9. And finally, my daughter's mom took it when I was 17. And Lord knows I was happy to give it away. But you know what happened? About a year later, I had my baby's born in the middle of the Cosby Show, and I have 18 years of child support to pay. And it was very, very difficult. I probably spent more money on child support than it cost to fund NASA for a year. But I had a responsibility because of something that I chose to do. So at the end of the day, for Black people to advance and to evolve and for us to elevate our situation, we must learn the connection between actions and consequences. If we cannot learn the connection between actions and consequences, then we will continue to fail. We are going to continue to ruin our own lives and then act like somebody else did it, or put ourselves in bad situations and then just keep saying, well, Jesus, please come fix it. Why should Jesus come fix it when you're the one who messed it up? Why don't you say, Joe, come fix it, because Joe messed it up. If your name is Joe, then if it needs to be fixed, then you messed it up, Joe. So you come back and fix it. Seriously. And here's the thing. Fixing it is very, very hard to do. It's preventing it that actually saves you the most trouble. If I was to point out any keys to success, I know I told you guys I want to talk about the Oprah Harvey Weinstein thing. I'm actually saving that for a different podcast because I feel like this is a more relevant topic. If I was to sort of name anything that was a key to success in terms of things that I figured out young and early that helped me a lot, it was thinking more strategically, thinking like a chess player. Now I don't play chess, but I'm pretty good at poker, which is a lot like chess. It's based on psychology, math, and strategy. Also, my master's degree was in mathematics. So naturally speaking, mathematics, strategy, chess, poker, things like that, they teach you to think several steps ahead. So that means that if you meet somebody and you're thinking about possibly going on a date with them, you got to think, well, the date could lead to this, and then that could lead to that. So step A could lead to step B, which could lead to step C, which could lead to step D. I don't like step D. So that means I'm going to change how I pursue steps A, B, and C. A lot of people don't do that. They're only able to play checkers. And that means they're thinking about step A when it's happening. Then they're thinking about step B right when it's happening. And then they get to D and they're like, oh my God, what have I got myself into? Like, you don't want to think that way. Strategic thinking is very, very important. So by strategically thinking when I was younger and making plans, this sister mentions planning. I agree, Queen Medea, not Medea. I won't call you Medea. By planning, it allowed me to identify trouble spots before they occur. So I sit down with somebody. I do that to this day. I sat down in a meeting not too long ago with a lady I met, and from that first meeting, I did not like what I was hearing. I felt a little uncomfortable. So then what I did was I repositioned myself so that if things didn't work out the right way, it wouldn't be a messy situation, right? So you got to think strategically if you want to win, because I'm gonna tell you, when the white man's plotting to kill you, when the white man is plotting to exterminate you, which I do believe the STDs are one way that they're trying to do that. I don't dismiss the conspiracy theories, if you want to call them that, of HIV being created in Africa, stuff like that. I don't doubt that. I mean, people still don't really know where this mysterious disease came from that's suddenly killing a bunch of Africans, right? But when he's planning to kill you, he is thinking very strategically. So if you are going to confront him and to counter white supremacy, you must think strategically, especially for the men, because in warfare, men try to kill other men first. So that's why they killed off the black father. That's why they killed off the black family. That's why they put the black men in prison. If you ever want to see some of the strongest, most intelligent brothers you'll ever meet in your life, go to visit the state penitentiary. Go visit the federal pen where these brothers got 150 years for dealing dope back in the 1980s and the 1990s. You'll meet some really intelligent guys. If you are a woman and you looking for Mr. Right and God and Jesus ain't sent you your husband yet, there's a good chance, unfortunately, that your husband is in the penitentiary, right? Because there is a plot and a plan and a constant effort to make sure that black men who are capable of leading any sort of revolution are eliminated. That's why the government killed Martin Luther King. He wasn't shot by a lone crazy white man. The family proved in a lawsuit that it was the government that murdered Dr. King. That's why the government created the situation that led to the murder of Malcolm X. That's why the government led to the extermination of the Black Panther Party. Just keep going down the list. And at the end of the day, they're being very strategic about your annihilation. They're planning way ahead when it comes to how they're going to execute your genocide. So in order for you to counter that, you must be equally strategic when it comes to planning your survival or your prosperity or how you're going to grow, how you're going to win. Okay, and if there's any area where strategy is more relevant, it is in your personal relationships, because personal relationships are driven by emotion and passion. You know, we just get in a moment and we can get carried away. So the more strategic and logical you can be in your personal relationships, the better off you can be, because a bad relationship will ruin your empire faster than anything. Go ask people. I spoke to actor Miguel Nunez the other day, you know, from Juana Man, and he was he came by, and one of the first things he told me about was, he said, you know, I had a lot of money, I had hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank, and I went through a divorce, and my wife got pretty much everything. And then they mentioned another actor. They said, oh yeah, when he got divorced, he lost it all too. You know, now it's not anti-woman, but it's just pro-reality. Women suffer too when they go through divorce. So not being able to kind of choose the right relationships and not being able to manage the relationship effectively, or move in too fast. You know, you meet somebody, the sex is good, you think you're going to be in love forever, so you're like, let's go ahead and just jump the broom, or let's go ahead and just make this move. You got to be really thoughtful and cautious about that, because the one move you make, it only takes a moment to ruin a lifetime. It only takes a few seconds to do something that will affect you for the next 75, 80, 100 years. If you don't believe me, go to the prison and talk to some guy who made a snap judgment in an hour's notice and ended up in prison for the next 40 years, right? So it's very, very important to be able to think strategically on that level. Now, with that said, let me, I'm going to go into the Bitcoin giveaway in a second. Let me remind you guys, if you want to learn about the stock market, we actually in the Black Business School, as I mentioned, for strategic thinking, part of that is investing. I invest for security purposes. The reason I invest is because I can't work for white people. I've gone too much. I've hit, as Immortal Technique says, I've hit the point of no return. I can't go back. If I go back and start begging for jobs from white people, they're going to laugh at me, right? So my investment is more so for my security as a Black man. I stockpile money so that my family can be a family bank. I put resources to the side. I'm not out here trying to floss. I'm not out here trying to look fly. I'm trying to make sure that we are secure. So investing is an important part of bunkering yourself in and protecting your family and protecting yourself. So if you want to learn how to invest in the stock market, we do have a stock market investing program. If you want to check it out, the first 30 days are free. So you can try it out for the first 30 days, and there's a 100% money back guarantee. So if you want to check it out, you can go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. I'll put the URL in here, and you guys can feel free to check it out. I will pin it. I'll try to pin it to the top here. There we go. All right. The second thing is, I want to remind you guys that we're giving away $5,000 at the end of the month to an African-centered school. So if you have a school that you'd like to be considered for the grant, it's in the name of my grandmother, Felicia T. Couch, because I love her so much, and it's my way of keeping her alive. Please email teachourOwnChildren@gmail.com. That's teachourOwnChildren@gmail.com. That's a place where you can actually go and put your name in the pile and see if you are, eligible and all that good stuff. And if you don't get the money, we can only give the money to one school. We can't give it to everybody. But if you don't get the money, that's okay. We're going to give you something that I think is equally valuable. I'm going to arrange to have you guys move to the front of the line to be interviewed on my YouTube channel so that you can let people know what you're doing so people can come support you. So, I'm going to write the first check, but I'm hoping the community will, once we put out this database of Black-centered schools that are educating our children, I'm hoping you guys will pick a school, adopt the school, and as a family, make a contribution to the school. Just pick a school that you like. All right, next thing. Okay, so I see some of y'all trying to jump ahead in the Bitcoin giveaway. Well, all right, early bird gets the worm. Let me grab the first name. The first, the first one I grabbed is Miss Donna Lee. Donna Lee is the cddgroup@gmail.com. The cddgroup@gmail.com. So if I say your email address wrong, just send me a personal message in at facebook.com/Dr Boyce Watkins, and I will correct it. But I got the CDD group at gmail.com. So congratulations, Donna. You're the first winner. I can't believe I put myself in that hole. Now I'm starting to regret all the cussing. See, that's what happens when you don't think strategically. See what happens when you get all passionate and you let it fly. Like I let it fly. I was like, man, to hell with paying them. I don't care. I'll pay. And now I'm like, man, dang, I gotta pay. It's like you get excited about the sex, and then the child support bill comes in. You're like, oh man, I done messed up now. But I'm gonna keep my word. So let me go to the next person. The next person selected is Mr. Kenneth Foote. His email is CSENTEL Foote FOOTE at gmail.com. Now remember, you got to have a Coinbase account to get the $50 in Bitcoin. So if you don't have a Coinbase account, get one so I can give you I can give you your money. Let's see. Golden says I applied for the 48-hour business school. Good. Then they'll let you know if you're accepted or not. The URL is actually 48hourbusinessschool.com. The number 48hourbusinessschool.com. Feel free to check it out. It's a great program. Let's see. The next one is Angela Trapp. So I'm going to put you in here, Angela _ TRAPP at yahoo.com. Is your last name Trap, or you like repping the trap? Is this like trap music day or something? All right, so let me see the next person. I'm gonna grab somebody else off Instagram. I'm gonna grab Cooper. I don't know your whole name, but I see S. Wait, I lost you. Okay, hold on. S.em Cooper. Let me see. Here we go. S.em Cooper at gmail.com. Okay. All right. So S.em Cooper. I don't know your name, but congratulations. All right, let's see here. All right, the next one, I like Flashade Ray. So Flashade Ray, you're the next winner. Talk That Talk, KITB. Man, that's a heck of an email address. Talk That Talk, KITB at gmail.com. All right. Next, I need to start bringing in my assistant so she can help me get the name so I don't mess them up. All right. Next, the next person I'm gonna grab is here we go. I just like her email address. Oh my gosh, Antoinette Bennett, author. Her email address is queenyourbeautiful@gmail.com. So by the way, if I don't catch your email the first time around, feel free to put it in there again. Because what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna start cutting and pasting these onto a doc so that I don't lose the email address. All right, so her email address is queenyouarebeautiful@gmail.com. Okay. All right, so we got 4 more to give away. All right. I like Thad Rancher. So Thad, you're next. THADRANCHER at yahoo.com. All right, so let me go back. I'm gonna go back and grab somebody off of Facebook now. Let's see here. Okay, Kyra saying congratulations to Mr. Foote. Yeah, congratulations, man. That's awesome for you, brother. Okay, Clint Wilburn, you're next. You're next, brother. It is your time. You the man right now. So I'm about to copy your email address. So that's Clint Wilburn at gmail.com. Clint Wilburn, WILBURN at gmail.com. All right, so we got 2 more. Okay, Miss Brittany Lord, Brittany.Lord22 at gmail.com. Brittany.Lord, BRITTANY .Lord at gmail.com. All right. I know somebody named Brittany Lloyd. She was actually the cousin of my ex-girlfriend who just got married. She got married 2 years after we broke up. Who does that? That's evil, right? Just evil. Just talk about stabbing a man in the heart. My God, how could you do that? I'm kidding. I'm very happy for her. I hope her husband knows what he's in for, but I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he knows what he's dealing with. All right. So anyway, if you can't be happy, just so you know, if you can't be happy for somebody, like then you need to kind of work on that, because being bitter doesn't get you anywhere. It only kind of holds you back. So just so that's a little tidbit in life. But I always find a way to be happy. Jealousy is never a healthy emotion to carry around. It'll only kill you. So anyway, so I respect my ex. I'm just being silly. I'm sure it's going to get back to her. Like, boys are talking smack about you. No, I wasn't talking smack. Actually, congratulations to her and her husband. Actually, we should send them a wedding gift or something, but I'm not that corny. All right, so let's see. The next name, Edmund 2015. You are it, EDDMAN 2015 at gmail.com. All right. So there you go. All right. So that's the 10 people for today. And I'm never going to do that again because I'm literally looking at this and thinking, Boyce, what have you done? You are an absolute idiot. But you know, like I said, I mean, I'm gonna keep my promise. I told you guys I would do it. Every day we do a podcast, I will do the giveaway. I'll give away $50 of Bitcoin. Why am I doing this? Well, because you know, I just like to do it. It's more fun to give than to receive. Two, crypto was very good to me. I really had crypto investing worked out, and you know, I wouldn't be a decent person if I didn't try to share the knowledge and share some of the resources or whatever with the community. So that's kind of what I really want to do. Also, I believe deeply. I told you our core of three. Our core of three is that Black people need to educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support Black businesses. So in order to convince you that I really want, that I really believe you should consider supporting Black schools and sending your child to a Black school, I'm going to write that first check to make a donation to a Black school. And that's the first of many moves that we want to make to strengthen Black educational infrastructure. We need soldiers. Our children are our soldiers for the next generation. So that means we need tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of little Black boys and girls who are being taught how to be successful at the highest levels, how to be authentically Black. You don't need one or two success stories. To heck with that. That's stupid. That's silly. That's what these weak buzzwords like diversity and inclusion taught you, is that you should be happy because one Negro's got a success story and everybody's sharing it on Facebook. No, we need so many success stories that a success story becomes an average story. We don't, I saw a picture of, where somebody was like so proud because like, look at these 3 Black men who all became doctors. So they had 3 Black doctors standing there. And I was like, that's really cool. I'm really happy for these Black men. That's amazing. But what if we went to white people and said, show us the white doctors? They would be like, oh, we got 100,000 over here. We got another 10,000 surgeons over here. We got another 20,000 rocket scientists over here. They produce en masse. They industrialize the image that they want to see come to fruition in the world. The keys to power in this world are the 4 I's: innovation, information, and infinite industrialization. Innovation, meaning you come up with the new stuff first. Information means you're reading and learning. Your liberation lies inside a book. Stop applauding. A Black person should be ashamed if you don't read. If you don't read, if you can't read, but people applaud you for looking fly. Like it's crazy. People are quicker to make fun of a Black girl for having messy hair than they are for critiquing her for never learning how to read. But the little girl who's looking good, who can't read at a 2nd grade level, everybody thinks that's okay. That's crazy to me. Your kids, like Danica Marie, the spoken word artist, said, you sitting around here trying to make your kids look fly, and they stupid as hell. Like, why the hell are you going to produce kids that can't read at the age of 18? What are they doing with their free time? So stop buying into symbolism. Stop thinking that 1 or 2 successful Negroes is the same as having 40 million successful Black people. That is not the same thing. 2 or 3 Black doctors in a picture, 20 Black doctors in a picture, that's cute. The white man looks at that and says, oh, that's cute. The Negroes aren't as ignorant as we thought. All of them aren't stupid. No, we need thousands of Black doctors. We need thousands of Black entrepreneurs. We need thousands of Black mathematicians. We need thousands of Black scientists. We need thousands of children that are graduating from school that know how to read, write, and do math at a grade level that is above the level that they're putting in this mediocre, dysfunctional, broken down system. When your kid can't even keep up educationally with a system that is garbage, what does that say about the future of your people? It doesn't say anything good. It doesn't say anything good. So that's why we need infrastructure. We need tens of thousands of black schools, at least a couple thousand of them, 5,000, 10,000 of them, that are fully funded, fully functional, that can educate whatever number. I don't know how many children there are in this, Black children are in this country. I gotta go look at the numbers. Let's say there's 5 million Black children. Do we have the industrial capacity to educate 5 million Black children on our own and look at the white man and say, thank you so much, but we got this? And we don't need your money right now. We don't, no, HBCUs are nice and cute. That's good. You know, you get government funding and that's cool. Government money is your money. We pay taxes. Okay, that's fine. But HBCUs ain't gonna do it either. HBCUs pretty much train black people to go build up white empires. They train black people to go work for white corporations. That's what they brag about. They don't brag about how many black entrepreneurs they produce. They brag about how many black employees they produce. That's not gonna get us there either, people. I'm an economic expert. I don't know a whole lot of stuff, but two things I know, or I know how to play poker. I know a little bit about hip hop, and I know a whole lot about finance. Those are three things I can tell you I know. And I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to economic power, when you're going about it all the wrong way. Couple of Negroes flashing $200 on Facebook, that's stupid. That's not even cute. It's like nothingness, absolute nothingness. If you're on Instagram, I'm about to bring you guys back, so hold on. So what I'm just trying to say to you is that you got to play the game at the highest levels. Innovation, information, and infinite industrialization. That means that you innovate so you can come up with creative and better ways to do things. You innovate faster than your competitor. That's how wars are won. When in World War II, when the Germans are fighting the French and the French are fighting alongside the British and the British are fighting the Italians, everything was a race for innovation. Who can invent the newest tank? Who can invent the latest technology? Who invented radar first? Who can counter the radar? Who was able to decipher the Enigma code? Like, all of those things were life or death decisions that led to the outcomes of that war. So for black people, you're in a war whether you know it or not. You just don't know you're in a war because you're getting beat up on, you're getting bombed, and you have no way to retaliate. So you don't even know you're in a war. You just wonder why bombs are being dropped on your head. It's because you're sitting still and you're not even strategizing. You're spending more time chilling and having fun and being entertained than you're spending actually strategizing and industrializing. So you innovate faster than your competition. You get informed faster than the competition, which means you're reading books. Your black boys and your black girls, have them reading books all the time. That reading is beyond fundamental. Then after you innovate and get informed and you become the smartest Negro on the block, then you engage in infinite industrialization, which means that one smart black person cannot save the black community. We need tens of thousands of smart black people. So everything you're learning today, I put it upon you. I mandate you. I beg you and command you to go to other black people and to teach them what you're learning right now. In fact, I'm not even asking you. I am telling you, if you agree with what I'm saying here and you are in any way connected to this message, you understand what I'm saying, it is imperative that you must teach. Like KRS-One used to say, you must learn. Well, also I say you must teach. And you must keep learning so you can teach better, so you can multiply what it is that you have inside of you that makes you special. And I'm talking to all the bougie Negroes who got the MBAs, BAs, BSs, PhDs, JDs, whatever letters you got behind your name that make you feel like you're special. Stop feeling special and start making yourself important and making yourself vital to the expansion of the community by teaching as many black people as you possibly can. Everybody on Facebook has a Facebook page. You can teach on your Facebook page. Everybody on Instagram, you have an Instagram account. You should be teaching on Instagram. Everybody watching on YouTube, you have a YouTube channel. You should be teaching on YouTube. We need to do this because we are in a war for our very survival. And that war is one that is built on the 4 I's: innovation, information, and infinite industrialization. We must mass produce black excellence. And first we got to figure out what black excellence looks like, because everything ain't black excellence. All right, last but not least, if you guys want to try out any of our wealth building programs for children, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit the share button, all that stuff. So you can join the family. I'm gonna go live every day on my Facebook page at 2 p.m. Eastern. If I can't make 2 p.m., I'll put a note, let you know what time I'm coming in. The URL at the Facebook page is facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins. When you come through at facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins, just hit the follow button so that you can follow the podcast and everything else. Also, if you want to be connected via text message, you can text the word Boyce to 31996. You can text the word Boyce to 31996, and every now and then I'll shoot you a text message, let you know we're going to go live, stuff like that. Also, as a special offer, anybody who's interested in our wealth building programs for children, we're educating about 7,000 black children right now on college level concepts in wealth building. We just broke them down for children, and we animated them, use cartoons, self-study guides, exams that the child can take to make sure they know it cold. Feel free to go to blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. And if you want half off, it's just for the people in the podcast. Use the code word podcast 18. That's one word, not two. Just put in podcast 18 as one word. Don't put any space. And if you go to blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com and put in podcast 18, you can get 50% off the program. And that's only for people in this podcast, only for this week. So feel free to give that a try if you're interested in learning. Also, if you want to learn more about our cryptocurrency initiatives, we have a whole lot going on with crypto investing, and we're teaching, we're investing, we're making moves, we're making a push toward developing a coin, like all kinds of stuff. So if you want to know more about that, please go to bitcoin.theblackbusinessschool.com. That's bitcoin.theblackbusinessschool.com. So thank you guys for hearing me out. Once again, I know I talked about sex and everything else. I do not pretend to be a sex expert. I do not pretend to be the morality police. I do not pretend to be, somebody that's telling you that you're a bad person if you like to get freaky in the bedroom. All I'm just trying to encourage you to do is be thoughtful about what you're doing, because in this society, Black people are not trained to think. Black people are not encouraged to think. Black people are encouraged to be emotional and to act without being rational, without being thoughtful. That's why you see coonery winning. You'll never see as many people following me as you'll see following the local coon, or somebody just giving you entertainment, or just giving you something that's going to intoxicate you to numb the pain that comes with living in a white supremacist society. So I'm speaking to the soldiers. I'm speaking to the real people that are really trying to get in this battle and really win this war, and we will not lose. And when we win, it won't be because of something that I did in particular. It will be because of what we did. What I did is maybe I can be a part of the catalyst process. I can be one of the motivators, instigators to get you guys going. But at the end of the day, the battle will be won because of what you do, what your children do, and what your grandchildren do, and what your great-grandchildren do. So this is a 100-year plan for the Black community in the year 2117. People are in 2117. You're probably watching this video right now. If you're in 2117, I'm speaking to you from the year 2018, and I want you to know that we're laying the groundwork. We're laying out the battle plan, and we just need you guys to go in there and execute now, because we know you got resources that we don't have. And that's literally how I think. You got to live 50, 100 years ahead in the future. Battles are won by preparation, stockpiling, planning, and strategic thinking. They're not won by getting all crazy and emotional and just giving a speech every time some white person does something horrible to you, or saying hands up, don't shoot. That is not going to ever get them to stop shooting you. That makes you more likely to get shot. So I'm not putting my hands up. I'm not getting down on my knees. I'm not going to run around whining Black Lives Matter. I know Black Lives Matter. I don't need you to be convinced that Black Lives Matter. I assume that to you they don't matter, but it doesn't matter if they don't matter to you. What matters is that they matter to me. And because they matter to me, that means that I'm going to spend less time trying to be your friend than I spend trying to be a worthy opponent, if you will, or a worthy contributor to the global economic landscape, or a person that is spending more time learning to be respected than to actually be liked. Black people, stop trying to be liked. They ain't never gonna like you. They've never liked you. They're trained not to like you. They don't care about you. You need to learn how to care about yourself, because if you come in and if you have power, then the people that respect your power, who hate you, will actually treat you better than the people who don't respect you, who love you. The people who love you and don't respect you will treat you worse than the people who hate you and respect the power that you have. So you must step forward with power. Power is not given away. Power does not go to the people who have no discipline. Power does not go to the people who are not strategic in their thinking. Power goes to those who plan ahead. So Black folks, ask yourself every day, ask your family right now, when you sit down, you say, what is our plan? What is our 5-year plan? What is our 10-year plan? What is our 20-year plan? What is our 50-year plan? And what is our 100-year plan? Make a plan, and that is how you win. Sun Tzu, that's the last thing I'll say, Sun Tzu in The Art of War said that battles are won before they begin, because battles ain't nothing but show and tell. All you're doing is showing how much you've been planning. So when you get to the battle and you're ambushed and killed and taken out and surrounded and disrupted and thrown, and people are kicking you in the head, all you're doing is basically you're saying to the world that you don't know how to plan. So Black people, we got to plan. Let's stop getting beat up on. We get beat up on all the time, and I'm tired of it. I ain't built like I can't be built like these pansies out here running around complaining about how hard it is to be Black. To me, being woke is not to sit around complaining. Wokeness means being woke to the situation that you're in, being realistic and knowing what you have to do in order to get real power. So let's get some power. Let's stop all this silly stuff. This is all 90% of what you see out here is just stupid. It doesn't even make any dang sense. I don't even want to be a part of none of that. So anyway, take care, guys. I'm out of here. Have a good day. It was great talking to you. And once again, I love you very, very much. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. And I'll talk to you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow too. Be good. Peace.